you guys, it's me Madeline, and today we're going to be talking about periods. I'd asked you guys to ask me questions on Instagram and I'm going to be answering some of them. I've actually never done a video like this on my channel before, which I think is kind of weird, but yeah, we're going to be doing that today. First thing I want to say is that I have seen videos like this in the past, like whenever I was first getting my period, and watching these type of videos. And I remember these girls saying, if you're a guy, click off this video. But honestly, I feel like if you're a guy, you should stay so that you can figure out what girls go through every single month, because it's not very fun. And I hope you can synthesize. Let's say sympathize. Hope you can sympathize with us because, like I said, it is not fun at all. And yeah, maybe this can give you some insight on what girls go through every single month. Dang it, Mia. How did you even do that? Sorry, she's messed up my audio. I don't even know when she did that, but I heard her walk across my keyboard. She had to click the perfect key, I guess, to stop it. First thing, let's open up my Instagram and see what kind of questions you guys had asked me. Okay, so the first one is from Haley, and she asked, what is your first period story? I feel like this is a good question to start out with. So I first got my period, I know I got my first real period in 7th grade, but I think I had like a beginning period, I guess, where it was pretty irregular, obviously. So I remember one month, I think I was in 6th grade, we went to my brother's baseball game. I remember not really knowing what a period was, and so I went to the bathroom and I saw like a dark substance on my underwear, and I was like, what is this? Oh my gosh. And I just didn't tell anybody, and it was just for that one day. So I was like, okay, I didn't get my period, I guess. I didn't even know what a period was, honestly. Like, I don't even think that crossed my mind. I mean, we did have the period talk in 5th grade, but they didn't really explain it well enough, I guess. And I didn't want my period, so I was like, it's not that, whatever. And I just went on with my life. I could have been dying and I didn't tell anybody. But my first real period was in 7th grade, and it was the last day of school. I just remember going home and I was like, why is it wet down there? It's so like TMI, but it was wet down there and I was like, what the heck? And I went to the bathroom and of course I saw blood. And at this time I was in 7th grade, so all these other girls were getting their period and whatnot. I was a late bloomer, I guess, for my period, but in other regions I was not. I had kind of had a little bit of knowledge of what a period was because other girls had been getting theirs. So this time I actually knew, okay, this is my period. And I remember having cramps and I was like, ow, my stomach hurts or whatever. I texted my mom. My mom was at home and I texted my mom and was like, I think I got my period. And she's like, go in my bathroom above the toilet. There's some stuff up there that you can have. They're yours. Like, she had already been prepared, I guess, for this moment. And so I went in there and I was like, oh my God, what is all this? And there was like, I think there was just pads at this time. I don't think she had tampons. I can't remember, but we'll get into that in a little bit. That's when I got my first period. And of course it was the first week of summer. So I was really pissed and I couldn't go swimming or anything because I was not about to try a tampon my first period. Kira asked, do you ever get bad cramps? Yes, I get awful cramps to the point where I am bedridden all day. It's normally either my first day or my second day. And then the rest of my period is like, I don't even notice it. And I just use a heating pad and I get in bed. And what sucks is like I have cramps down in this region and then my back hurts really bad. So I go like back and forth with the heating pad. And yeah, basically I'm in bed all day on those days. Maddie asked, how did you tell your mom when you got your first period? I texted her. I was embarrassed and I was not about to tell her that in person. And looking back now, I'm like, I should have not been embarrassed because she obviously went through it. My grandma went through it. It's just a normal thing. But yeah, I texted her and she wasn't home and I was freaking out because I had just gotten home from school. So I was like, I think I started. Sarah asked, do you have a period horror story? And I actually do not, thank goodness. Like, I don't think I've ever bled through my pants, like especially in school. Nothing comes to mind, but I honestly don't think I've ever had a horror story. Okay, I'm gonna stop saying names because some of y'all's usernames are insane. Do you eat a lot during your days? Steven.
What?
Do I eat a lot during my period?
No.
See, I don't think I change. What do you do when you are cramping so much? I just lay in bed and let people know I'm dying. don't talk to me. That's why I leave this blanket on here so she'll lay up here. Whenever I have to go out in public or whatever when I'm cramping, I actually get these ThermaCare heat wraps, and no, I am not sponsored, but I live for these. These are awesome. They're specifically for menstrual cycles. You put it like on the inside of your underwear, and I love this, especially if you have to go out and about, which I have had to do several times. I love these things. I stand by them. They're freaking awesome. They work for me at least. I think a while ago, someone, I don't know who it was, actually recommended those to me, and ever since my life has changed. I get the pack of like 3, and I think it's pretty expensive. I want to say it's like $9 for them, but they freaking work, and I only have to use one because my first day is normally the worst. Highly recommend. What period apps do you use? I use the app Clue, and then sometimes I just honestly use my calendar on my phone. But Clue, we've done a sponsored post for them before in our couple channel, and that goes more into detail about it. I'm not sponsored for this video, I promise. And then also sometimes I just used my calendar and just put like a P when I start and then a P when I end, so I know how long it was. Pads or tampons? So I like both. I definitely use tampons for my first like 3 days, and then my last 4 days I'm normally like kind of light to the point where I can use a pad. No, I'd say the first 4 days I use tampons, and then my last 3 I am more light to the point where I don't need a tampon. I'm sure someone will ask what products I use, so I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you. I use the Kotex Sleek tampons, and I get the super and the regular because I have a heavy flow.
I've had to buy them before, and they're expensive.
Steven's had to go to the store for me and get them. Hashtag boyfriend goals, am I right, ladies? The reason why I like these is because they're already like pre-gunned. I don't know what you call that. Like a normal tampon, you have to like pull it and hear the click or whatever. But these are already done for you. And it also has like a little rubber grip thing right here that is very nice. Nice for if you've ever put one in, you know it's slippery. I like these because of that, and especially whenever I was traveling a lot, it just made it so much easier just to go into like those dirty bathrooms and I could just go beep and then get out. I didn't have to be like in there fumbling around. I get the regular and the super pack because I use the supers probably the first 2 days, and then the next 2 days I do regular, and then the last 3 days I do pads, which I don't even know what I use. Pads, I don't have a preference, I just get whatever. I think these are Kotex pads. I think they're like on sale with these. Like if you bought this, you could get pads, and I got like a big thing of them. These might be Always. I don't know. I don't have a preference for pads because they pretty much do the same thing. What are your signs you're about to get your periods? Like mine is definitely a boob sore. Yes, my boobs fill up. Like they get so freaking sore and huge. So that's definitely a big sign. I get headaches sometimes, so that's a big sign. No, honestly, I would just say my boobs. That's the first thing that comes to my mind is my boobs get really big and they hurt to the point where they're like super heavy. How to talk to your boyfriend about it without feeling awkward. I feel like you should just go for it because they need to be man enough to be able to talk about it to be your boyfriend. Just kidding. No, I understand that there's some guys out there that just can't wrap their head around it, but I'm sure if you talk about it more, the less awkward it gets. Like, especially for me, even like 3 years ago, I would never say the word period because it just freaked me out. But now I've been talking about it more and more, and it's just, I've started to realize it's just natural, so I'm not as awkward talking about it anymore. I'm sure if you guys keep stemming conversations about it, the less awkward it will get. How long do years last? Mine are 2 to 3 days, and I'm almost 19, not some 12-year-old. I am very jealous of you. Mine lasts 7 freaking days. 7 days! Are you kidding me right now? 2 to 3? Oh my gosh. And I love that you say I'm almost 19, not some 12-year-old, because I'm sure you're talking about 12-year-olds are pretty irregular. Their periods are pretty irregular. How does a menstrual cup work? Okay, so I have a funny story to go along with that. And so I don't use one, but I do know how they work. So you like kind of fold it in a weird shape, and then you put it up in there, and then it pops into shape as like a cup. It takes all the blood, right? And then you can put your fingers up there, and then you pop the seal, and then you dump out the blood, and then you clean it out, and then you can put it back up there, and it's just like a silicone cup thingy. I don't know. I'll put a picture right here for you guys to see. But I have a funny story to go along with this. So I actually did try to use one like 2 years ago, and I'm 21. So I felt like I could probably try it. I would never start out with one, but I was like, I'm going to try it and see. I've been using tampons. Cool. I tried putting it up there, and I don't know what it was that triggered this, but I don't know if it was like the fact of me shoving something up there that was gonna, I don't know, because I put tampons in, so I don't know what was wrong with me, but I started to get a feeling of passing out. So what I mean by that is that my ears started ringing and my vision started to go white. So I walked to my bedroom and laid down and ended up falling asleep. So I think I like almost passed out. Yeah, it was the Diva Cup, and I had been seeing a lot of videos, not videos, but a lot of good things about it, and I tried it. Didn't work out for me, but I do think they're an awesome concept because you don't have to buy a lot of tampons, you don't have to buy a lot of pads, and for the most part they work very well, and you can have it in for 8 hours, or I guess until it's full, and then dump it out, put it back up, and there's barely any waste with that. I think it's a really nice idea, but for me, it just freaked me out. I tried it, didn't work. Is it normal to have it every day for a month straight? Because I think something is wrong with me. I think you should probably get that checked out, because I had a friend that was happening to, and I think they got on birth control. This was like in 7th grade or 8th grade maybe. They got on birth control and it helped it. I'm not a doctor, but I don't think that's normal. And you might want to figure out why that is happening. How do you handle cramps? Mine are so bad I'm bedridden for a couple days. I am too. I drink a lot of water, or at least I try to, and then I also have a heating pad that I put on, and I just lay in bed all day. Unless, like I said, I have something to do, I use these heat wraps. Is your flow heavy or light? It's definitely very heavy at the beginning and then trails off at the ending. So like my last day, it's barely even there. When you first started, did you use a tampon or a pad? And what age did you get it? Love you. I love you too. And I was in 7th grade, so however old you are then. And I did not use a tampon my first like 2 years of my period, honestly. I don't believe I used a tampon until 9th grade. So like my first whole year of periods, I just used pads because the thought of something going up there was very scary to me. And I, of course, like every girl, when they first learn about tampons, they think, oh my god, what if it gets lost inside of me? That's physically impossible. It's gonna be in that channel tube, whatever, I don't know. So yeah, it can't get lost inside of you. And so finally, when I was in like 9th grade, I was like, I'm in golf, I need this. I don't want to have to worry about a pad every day of my period while I'm out golfing and whatever. Like, I feel like I should have done it in 8th grade because I played basketball and that was awful wearing a pad. Like, I was thinking, oh my god, it's gonna move and blood's gonna go down my leg and whatever. Luckily, that never happened to me. Finally, I was like, okay, Madeline, just do it. A lot of girls do. It's okay. It's not gonna get lost inside of you. And yeah, I definitely feel like if you are going to try and use a tampon, just relax. Relaxing helps so much. And then it's kind of like practice makes perfect. Once you keep doing it, it's gonna be a breeze. Do you get boob pain? LOL. All my friends don't, but I do. And I feel like I'm the only one. I do. I definitely do. Is Steven helpful with your period? Yes. Whenever I'm like on the ground like crying, he will do whatever I ask him to do, which isn't much, but yeah, he definitely is supportive and knows, like I said earlier, not to mess with me. Oh my gosh, guys, I want to try out those Thinks, I think it's like pronounced Thinks, underwear for when you're on your period. If you guys want to see that, make sure to let me know because I definitely want to try it out. I think it would be so cool. So let me know if you guys want me to do that video. How sick do you feel during your period? I always feel so nauseous. It sucks. I definitely get flu-like symptoms to the point where I'm like shaking because I'm hot and then I'm cold and I'm hot and then I'm cold and then my back hurts, my stomach hurts. Like, yeah, so I feel you on that. And I just try to take medicine and sleep the day away. Sometimes I miss my period on birth control. I think that's okay. I know sometimes you can, like when you're taking birth control, you can skip your period for like 3 months so you can just continue taking the pills and then you should probably have it, and then you can keep taking the pills. At least whenever I tried birth control, this was probably when I was in 11th grade. I did try birth control because of my cramps were so bad, and so I was on it, and it made me gain a lot of weight, which I didn't notice until after I got off of it. But I only took it for probably like 6 months, and it didn't help at all, so I just got off of it and haven't been on it since. I didn't see the point of taking it if it wasn't even helping with my periods. Like, I wasn't using it for like birth control, and I wasn't using it to help my periods, so it was just pointless to take. Yeah, I don't know if it has something to do with that. That might be something you ask your doctor, if that's okay that it's affecting you that way. But I do know some people, I get you my armpit, I know some people do skip their period on purpose. You can take birth control, obviously, to control birth, but you can also take it to help with your period by making it lighter, helping with cramps. It can actually help with acne as well. That's what I was meaning by I wasn't taking it for anything, so it was pointless to be putting it in my body if it wasn't going to help with those things. I have taken birth control, did not work for me. Should probably try a different brand and maybe it'll help with my cramps, but I don't know, I don't want to go through all that. So that is going to conclude this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and if you want more videos kind of like this, let me know. I don't know what I could really do. I should have planned this video out a little better by using your questions, but also making it to where it lines up and makes sense. Regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please do not forget to give it a like and make sure to subscribe down below if you are new here. I hope you guys are having a great day or night or whenever watching this, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!